Tinkle, tinkle.
1 gold, 6 faults.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Iron Road. Tonight we have Karina, Kyle, and Jason reprising their roles as erstwhile adventurers in the land of the Targa River. Here they have come to go to the great library of Natha in order to translate a script, which hopefully they'll be able to do. Now, unfortunately, Octavian, who's normally here, just imagine, you know, tall, dark-haired guy sits right there. He's not here tonight, but we're going to continue on without him because I'm pretty sure they can get into trouble all by themselves. So,
What you're talking
where we left the last game is you guys had actually got to the library, you'd found what you needed, and research was happening. And in the research happening, you guys had decided to spend some time carousing, because you actually needed to pay upkeep, so it's carousing time! We're going to pause for just one moment, because I actually need to fix something technically, and I'll be right back. And Mia,
baby.
you know where the diffuser is? It's gone.
Let me get that for you.
Okay.
Is it that noticeable?
Oh yeah. For people who are tall and have a lot of forehead,
That would mainly be me.
there is
Should we just give him a ball cap backwards?
there is a bit of a glow.
Glow effect.
He does have a
And one of our players, Tev's wife, apparently watched. She tuned in. She goes, "Yeah, so totally boring." But I watched for a few minutes, and there's a glare on your forehead. Oh, bald spot. She went.
Wow.
Yeah, that's Tev's wife. Have you met Tev's wife?
I think I have.
I've seen her, but not met her.
He is a saint.
For
Right.
how much he puts up.
Oh yeah, she is totally mean to him.
She's a bag.
We are
I'm
pawns,
not
right?
using,
Yeah, we're not streaming.
You're not streaming?
Not.
Yeah, the broadcast you're watching has ended.
Okay. Throw a bean interview in the face here.
Yeah, it's only our face.
Why'd you take it down?
Because it was in the way of my viewings when I was doing
Oh right.
or something.
So you dismantled my room.
I dismantled my room. Now I don't have my clamp. This is a problem.
Where is your clamp?
It won't fall while I just grab the clamp. It'll be okay.
If it does fall, just breaks the snowball.
Actually, it probably won't fall, but
Bum bum bum. Ba-dum, 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 bum. Oh, that's better already.
I'm sorry I produced too much glare.
No, Kyle. There is no nice way of saying it. I'm afraid. I have. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, he just needs to like apply some powder.
Yeah, either that.
Don't
or,
look at me, I don't carry the shit.
Either that, or some of the the makeup that from like the football guys that reduces glare. You know, like the.
Yeah.
Well, that would be fun.
Yeah.
Zinc. For us swimmers, we used to always use zinc.
I actually don't think it'll go anywhere, but just a little extra security. There you go.
Grazie.
Yeah, I can.
All right. And my lighting is fixed. Look at that. What's that?
I'm just gonna close this door in case you get loud and obnoxious.
Oh, the bathroom door's open.
All right.
Is it in frame somewhere?
Is it in frame? Nope.
No, actually, because it looks like it stops at the tissue box.
Okay, we're gonna try this one more time. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Iron Road. Tonight we have Karina, Kyle, Jason, reprising the role as erstwhile adventurers in the city of Natha at the head of the Targa River. They've come here to visit the library because they have some forbidden text or old ruins or
Forbidden?
something, and
Restricted.
yeah, and so they currently have some scholars, which they are not, doing the research for them. So the characters have paid their upkeep, and they're about to do carousing, which is a thing in 2D20 Modifius. So that's where we pick up. So I'm going to say that there's probably enough time here for 2 activities between now and when the research comes back to you. Do you remember the name of the researcher?
Scala.
Right. Scala.
And what's his nuts is with him?
Jarrett.
Jarrett.
Yes. Wrong page. That's why I couldn't find the name.
And he has our glass tablets.
Yes, he does. Okay. Yeah, so you have a number of choices that you can do. So the first choice, of course, is you may recover. Now, I think all of you are rested and unharmed, so you don't have to do that right now. You can also meet a patron, which means that you can spend some money actually looking for a patron if you wanted. That's 10 falcons to... And what a patron basically does is gives you missions. So I'm not sure you need one of those.
Not yet.
You can trade. So this goes beyond repairing equipment, etc. This is if you want to go out and find new swords or armor or stuff like that. So you guys actually did a bit of this already. So I have to remember that that's part of the carousing phase, to go out and buy new equipment, etc. Then there's gambling, rumors, recovery, which talked about cultivating renown. Do you want to be famous? And yeah, so those are the choices.
Problem is how do you cultivate renown?
What's that?
How do you cultivate renown?
Well, you basically hit the taverns and brag.
What have we done?
All right.
Or what haven't
So
we
you
done?
can have up to 2 of these. Do you know what you'd like them to be?
Gambling was in there, right?
It was. Yeah. And I'm also going to rule that anything that you're looking for, like if you were looking for your basic stuff, refilling your herbalism kit, getting a new basic piece of equipment or something like that, I'm going to rule that's actually not trading. That only takes a little while. But if you were looking for like a sword made of jankerite steel or something like that, which is much harder, or poisons or alchemical components or anything like that, I'm going to rule that's trade.
Oh, you have
So something more complicated.
The both poisons.
Okay. So, So what do we have? What do we? What's everybody doing here?
Realize I gambled last time or at some point, but she's cautious.
Yeah, that doesn't mean you won't gamble.
It's true.
So,
Just
about
you'll be
these
cautious
poisons you're
about it.
talking about.
Right. So you are going to look for a poison.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pity we didn't keep any of the poison from the scorpion.
Yeah, I would say with Servata you probably could have.
Yeah. How long would it keep, though, without
That's true.
alchemy to preserve it or something?
Yeah.
And, lack of refrigeration.
Yeah.
Should I be doing stuff like refilling herbalism kit, which has never been full when we're in a city?
You can, yes. You can actually go and attempt to refill it outside of the city.
Oh.
Right, that's part of your carousing.
Well, that's a good idea to do then.
All right,
Just
so
don't get too close to the river because it's full of crocodiles.
Yeah.
and herbs.
Just crocodiles.
Okay,
I saw an awesome video of a cat eating a crocodile. It's awesome.
so this is a roll, and it's a society roll to find things that are of rarer qualities.
Now, would this be a place where I can use my Master Thief because it's totally like...
Underworld.
Yeah, I would say for illegal goods like poisons, yes. So I'm going to rule that poison is normally a difficulty 3 to find it. However, here at the head of the Natha in this ancient society, with its dark wanderings, I'm actually going to say that it's difficulty 2 here. Does that work for you? So that'll be a trade roll that you're doing? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yep.
Or thief. You use thief in place of it.
Yeah, I can use thievery in place of society when dealing with criminals.
Yeah, okay. Sounds good. Yeah, do it. How much money do you have? Let's start with that.
One of those, 6 of those.
Okay, so each dose of poison will end up being, before negotiations, 3 falcons.
So you can afford 2 easily
Yeah, and it'll...
and have change.
how much fit in that dagger? Was it 2?
A single dose per. There's the reservoir, which will release a dose of poison.
Okay.
Yeah, it's an assassin's weapon. It's not a fighting weapon per se.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. And...
All right, so go for it. Difficulty 2, society roll.
And it's going to be a thievery roll, but... I'm going to open on heavy
good
note.
note. Okay.
On a heavy note.
And thievery. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Any 20s?
Hmm?
Any 20s?
Nope.
Okay. Okay, so where is the trouble? After carousing, I just want to remember how trouble works in carousing. My apologies. We haven't done carousing for quite a while. You guys are always on the move.
Need that Music Man song.
Upkeep, carousing, meet a patron. Rumors. Cultivate. Here we go. Right. Okay, I now remember. Okay, sounds good. Yeah, 5 easily. So let's put 3 momentum on the table. I'm going to rule that these 3 momentum will vanish after the carousing scene is over. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So you managed to find a dark corner of the by yourself, a dark corner of the marketplace, and at the marketplace, there are a number of people who are selling a variety of goods. When you ask for your society roll is good enough that you actually know sort of the code phrases you need. You're cosmopolitan as well, right?
He is. No, Ono was Octavian.
Yeah. So
Sea Raider.
right. Okay. Yes. What I'm going to say though is eventually you find sort of a dark corner in an old souk where a man who is blind and his hands covered with caustic burns says, "Oh, you look for something because you have perhaps troublesome vermin, wolves perhaps." Something with which you can lay bait, and they will perish. Okay?
Yeah.
AKA, you found the poisoner. Okay? Actually, what I can say is, so you have 3 momentum on the table. I don't know how long you're going to be here. If you want to spend 2, this guy's place is actually permanent. He's not just temporarily here. And I will actually give him a name.
That sounds useful.
Okay.
You rolled well for it, so.
Absolutely. Okay. So I'm going to call him Nikos the Poisoner.
With a M or N?
N. He's from Corregia. And so he is able to get you just about anything that you want that's common poison-wise. But he only has easy access to some of the more mundane poisons. Okay? So if you're looking for something like the Adder's Tears or something like that, which is basically a distilled snake venom, deadly, he's able to acquire something like that for you relatively easily.
Sorry.
He's able to acquire something like that for you relatively. Hello? So he says, I have the Adder's Tears. Perhaps this will fit what you're after.
How do I?
You could go over to the other side, to your, where it says 657.
Okay.
You could go over to the other side.
Oh no, you get your mouse over down there.
Okay. Or we turn down the TV. That's the other option.
Yeah, that's actually what you want to do. Otherwise, he doesn't count as a follower,
Okay.
a viewer. Because as soon as he mutes his computer, you lose credit.
Okay. That's interesting.
What's to keep people from
Yeah. Okay.
being next?
So, yes, I have the Adder's Tears. Perhaps the Serpent's Tears? Adder's Tears. Whatever. Okay. Perhaps this will do for you?
Yeah, probably.
All right. The doses, it is a difficult process to manufacture it, but I can see that you are flush with coins, so this is obviously not a concern for you. Do you wish to negotiate with him?
A little bit, yeah.
All right, okay. So although I'm going to make this is a society roll to negotiate, you know what I need is dice. That would be awesome sauce. Okay, what am I missing for today? Oh, probably won't need Star Wars dice.
Probably not. I'm surprised you still have those.
I know, if I could pick up a lightsaber.
What's that?
If I could pick up a lightsaber.
Yeah. Yes, we have Atlas tears and lightsabers. So, oh, well, handy. All right. It's not strictly illegal. I'm going to say that you could use your thievery to find this guy, but for actual negotiation, I'm not necessarily sure that this is a criminal act that you're engaging in.
That's
Oh, this would be persuade.
Society to haggle. What's up?
Mickey's going to be looking it up to see if
Oh.
he can argue with you.
Are you going to rules lawyer me? There's society right there. You can actually read what it is.
Well, just there's a talent in persuade called haggler.
Ah.
Oh, okay.
So purchasing goods and services is under society. Negotiating with is under persuade. Doesn't actually matter. I got the same number in both.
Okay. Alright, okay. Yeah, go for it. Oh, I have 11 doom.
What?
I wrote it down.
Yeah.
Minus 1 for one character missing, and up to the wrist.
1.
One success. Okay, and he will roll his persuasion. I see you are from a different country. You perhaps do not know how things work here. 10 or less. Ooh, 2. He's pretty adamant on his prices.
And that was 3 a dose?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Perhaps when we have done more custom, we might have some negotiation.
Okay.
But until then, no worries, Sonny.
When did he morph into an old lady?
Well, I said he was older. All right, so his first event was to trade, and he looked for poisons. What do you guys have stuff that you want to do?
Guess I'll go look for herbs.
Herbs?
Herb.
Okay, that'll be survival. You're outside the city, so normally this is difficulty 1 roll. This is unfamiliar territory to you, so difficulty goes up by 1. Roll them.
I was looking. I could actually reroll. No, nope. No herbalism. When gathering, reroll a d20. Survival.
Yeah, decent survival.
Yep. 2 successes.
Sorry, how many?
2.
2? All right. So you're going to roll 2 dice, plus an additional 1 for the extra success.
6, 5, 5.
6, 5, 5. Okay. So you managed to find yourselves. You managed to find yourself 3 raw herbs, which can be used to craft the different.
I don't keep using my pencil. Like, I look at it and I use it. 3 raw herbs.
Yeah. So you have 3, not doses of anything, but 3 components to manufacture. So use survival to find the herbs and medicine to actually craft the medicines. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep.
All right. So that's one thing that you've done. How about yourself?
Yeah, I'm trying to think on whether or not I want to do. Actually, I'm gonna try rumors.
Okay. So you're out looking for rumors. This,
Yep.
by the way, is where the trouble takes place, just FYI.
Oh, probably.
Community, blah, blah, blah. Individual pays 1 or more falcons to engage in rumors. For each falcon spent, Game Master rolls 1 of these dice. So, how many?
2.
2. All right. Okay. Total from all. So, yeah. So basically, all 5s or 6s generates a rumor.
Actually, I think the last time I did this, I got like 3 different rumors.
Yeah. Oh, my apologies. The number of rumors that I roll are the amount of damage for each special effect is valuable information.
Right.
How many levels of persuade do you have? Okay.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Probably need someone to buy that up at some point.
I think that's probably going to be one of my next skills I'd buy.
Actually, Octavian has a pretty decent persuasion, so I think your pencil just dropped down the floor there. Okay.
Thanks, Wes.
All right. So, while you are huddled over a tankard of ale, having failed to, buy information from people for a lot of the day, you find yourself talking to a caravan guard who is complaining because there is strangely too much work for him. There are a number of caravans actually headed south into Anzaloria to trade ivory and jungle herbs with the tribes there, and he cannot hire enough men to actually guard the caravans that are going. So, okay.
Too bad we're not paying salt.
Well, once we do, I have a job.
Okay, how does the trouble table work? Rumors created by them. Okay, done. Yep. Available information is different entirely general. Okay, so that is rumors of another adventure. Blah blah blah. Alternatively, all this blah blah blah. Okay, recovery. Carousing events. At the end of the. Oh, okay. So no troubles. Okay. By the way, the more money you spend, the more likelihood of troubles on the table.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So I did. Well, A, I don't have a lot to spend, and B, I didn't.
Okay. So those are each one activity. Now you guys have another, but you're not required to actually partake of it.
Can I use this time for making, like converting the herbs?
What happens is after you convert them out of their dried state into potions, their shelf life is minimal. So you actually make them as you go.
Oh.
So again, trade, meeting a patron, gambling, rumors, recovery, or cultivate renown.
Cultivate renown.
Okay. So it's one, cultivate renown. How about you guys?
Can I repeat words?
Absolutely.
Yeah, gamble.
Okay. So, we'll start with you. Go ahead and make your survival check. So 3 successes?
4.
4 successes. You have survival 3?
Yep.
Nice. One thing I forgot last time though is difficulty is actually 2, not 1. So
Okay.
I gave you an extra dice last time.
Okay.
So in this
Minus
case,
1 this time.
yeah, so it'll be 3 dice you get again this time. Nope, 4 dice. So 2 for the successes, plus 1 for each extra success. So go for it.
But you gave me an extra one last time.
Oh yeah, okay, sure. So fair enough, yeah.
You know that.
Alright, so another 3 doses. Excellent. Okay, another 3 ammo, supplies. I'm going to say 6 is probably the maximum number of herbs that you can carry in your satchel.
Okay.
Yeah, if you want to buy another satchel, it also weighs 1.
Nah.
Right, okay.
6 is fine.
Gambling.
Mm-hmm.
Dun, dun, dun.
You could stash them on the boat.
Your rooms are lined with drying herbs.
Hers probably is.
Whatever player the character is gambling on, whatever process is the same. Player wagers 1 or more silver, then rolls 1 damage dice for every silver wagered. It's spent, but the total rolled is the amount of gold that you walk, or the amount of silver that you walk away with. Okay, so yeah,
You can cheat for more.
and you can also cheat.
No. Oh.
Oh,
Depends how good your thievery is.
Yeah. Not.
But if the number of effects rolls is equal to or greater than the thievery expertise, do you have thievery expertise?
No.
Okay.
So I'm not cheating.
Okay. How much are you going to spend?
That's what happened to me last time.
Almost.
That was how I made money last time.
What the hell? 2.
Okay, do it. So you're looking for 5s and 6s.
Am I not looking for
What,
1s, 2s, 5s, and 6s?
Yeah, yeah.
Like that.
Alright, so you break even.
Yep.
Okay. Alright.
Thankfully, I'm not cheating.
And you are?
Working on renown.
Renown. Alright. Nothing quite like returning, blah, blah, blah. Cultivating players renown spend 1 or more silver. At the end of the period, Game Master rolls equal to the number of silver that you spend. If the total rolls equal to or higher than the current renown, your renown goes up by 1.
So maximum 1.
Yes.
Okay. So cash that in, and it's just you roll damage dice equal to the number that
Yep.
and if it's equal to or greater than, which I've got 1, so it'll go up with 1.
Correct.
So 2 or 3. We have 3.
Alright, 3 dice. Alright. So, successes are counted as trouble, or effects are counted as trouble. 5, 5, 4. So that is 2. So your renown will grow by 1.
Yeah.
Would you guys have renown?
I've got 1 of renown.
Okay, if you want to maintain your 1 renown, you need to spend a silver. Okay?
Huh?
What's that?
Why?
Because if you, otherwise it drops to 0 as people forget about who you are.
If you don't talk up yourself and spend money to show yourself out there, it drops.
Right.
0.
And you subtract your upkeep from your renown because people buy you drinks and stuff, right? Okay, so your renown goes up to 2. So for 2 is basically, you're sort of like this likable local guy who has, come away with some money and freely spends it at the taverns. Okay? However, I generated 2 successes.
Or 2 trouble.
2 trouble. And unfortunately, your partying gets a little bit rowdy and breaks some furniture at one of the local inns. And you have to pay an additional silver to pay for the broken furniture. Okay. Awesome. So, you return to the boat to the Dark Maiden. After a few nights of you outside of town, sort of gathering, you've met some people while you were out gathering who were doing similar things to you. Obviously, with your role, they kind of pointed you in the right direction, etc. You spent some time in the taverns, breaking even on your gambling.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we know you did. Okay. Poison and trouble. Okay. The last thing we need to do is roll events. Everybody roll a d20. And then we add together the 2 lowest.
8.
14.
13, so 21.
Better not be a fire.
On the boat? That would suck.
Everybody roll a d6, please. Oh, wait. Hold on. You guys actually all separated, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So we have 3 different events?
All players... Okay. Players face the same event. If the player characters take the carousing individually, they should each roll 2d20 and have a look at the event table.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
When
lovely.
you're going to pick what we come across?
Yeah, so let's try that again. Adam, you got it?
13.
17.
26.
Okay, so the higher you go, the worse it gets.
Mm-hmm.
No, lower you go, the worse it gets. 17? 26? Alright. We'll start with 26. Tomas entered into a contract of some sort and came to agreement, too drunk to comprehend their actions.
No, lovely.
Okay. So, Tomas, while you're out gambling, you had a few wine and were having a good time. The next morning, you woke up, you have a scroll tube in your possession, okay? And it is sealed with wax, and wrapped around it is a piece of paper that says... it says Miraman Locus.
Okay. Do I have any idea?
No, you were too drunk to remember.
What the heck is this then?
You think it's a delivery. Actually, you vaguely remember agreeing to deliver something to somebody. Okay. 17. Yes?
That was me.
17.
You were 13?
And you were 13? Okay. Yeah. First, glad Cam isn't here. Okay. You are... out gathering herbs. When you return to town, you discover that on the boat next to you, which has just arrived with the tide, when you return, you actually get back to it. There's actually a pair of Shorkini nobles who are on the boat, knights of some sort, perhaps Varanian crusaders or something along that line. Shorkini, of course, are the ancient and implacable foes of the Quarforians. Okay, Quarforian barbarians in their highlands have been at war with them for, well, more generations than you can easily count on two hands. And okay,
2 nights by myself.
Yeah.
I'm cautious, so I'll at least get the rest of the boat involved.
All right. So you would see the Shorkini colors as you arrive, and would you be cautious in returning to the boat, or would you, do you have ancient enmities with the Shorkini?
Well, my people do, but she is cautious. Like, that is actually
Okay.
written down.
Your coloring, however, makes it pretty clear that you're Quarforian. Okay.
Yeah.
So as it turns out, lower is actually better. Yeah, lower is better. So we're getting better as we go down the list here.
No, that's not bad then, other than the trouble we would end up getting all of us into. But hold my beer and watch this!
Okay. The community has an ongoing festival. Okay, so you actually stumble into the Day of the Ten, where all of the gods are kind of worshipped, and this is more of a peasant festival. Mm-hmm. So as you're sort of struggling through the crowds, what this does for you is any money that you spent cultivating renown is recovered, except for the damage.
Yeah, so 3.
Yes. Yeah, so it's a local festival. So if the player spent any money to gossip or cultivate renown, you regain... Oh, no, sorry. If you did, you actually roll 1 dice.
And then see what you get back.
Yeah, sorry, apologies for that. You don't get it all back. 3? Okay. So you'll get back 1 plus that roll, so 1. Okay. Okay.
Gossip? Would that be rumors or...
No, my friend, you woke up drunk
Yeah,
with
I know.
a message.
That's true.
Because you guys had separated,
Yeah.
remember?
Maybe we should do a crossing together, less of these. But
What? That one wasn't bad.
no, I'm just waiting until someone gets to 40.
What is a 40? Death?
You'd wish for death.
Uh-oh.
All right.
Like a 36 would be bad, right?
Yep.
Good
I'm not going to tell you what they are. You'll have to find out the hard way.
I know.
Okay. Right. So you guys find yourselves now, having done what you're going to do, and returning to the boat at the agreed upon time. It is now, I believe we were in early summer, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Because these guys were complaining about the heat.
Right.
It's horrible. Muggy, gross.
Okay, so you've gone into the second 10 day of early summer.
My shoes are burning as I walk on the cobblestone.
Yes. And not only that, you have to sneak because of the damn shirkini. Right.
Oh no. No, I'll see if my silver dudes on the boat want to play.
Well,
Okay.
I can help you sneak.
So Helos, when you're on the boat, he is relaxing on the deck, mending sails with Aram. Okay. The most of the crew seems to be ashore somewhere, including, by the way, Octavian and Rada. They're off with some of the crew, carousing somewhere. Yeah. So you return to the ship. You have not yet gone back to the library, but we'll pick it up from there. What do you wish to do?
Alright, we have money for the ship too. 7 silver, 1 bronze, 2 iron for the ship.
Okay.
We haven't gone back.
We should probably head back and check on Scala.
Yeah.
Or will he send a messenger when he gets something?
He said he wasn't. He said come back and see me because I'm not gonna go find them.
Yeah, because you guys were going to go carouse, right?
It's only been a day?
Nope.
It's been 2.
It's been almost a 10 day.
Oh, yeah, then I'll go back.
Yeah.
Yeah, because pretty soon our little things are gonna run out. So
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, you return to the library. When you do so, the day is about the same as every other day on the Targa River. Hot, sunny. A sandstorm sort of rages to the south. It generates, sort of in the middle of the day, it generates this huge cloud of dust, which momentarily makes the sky go dark, just as you're actually approaching the library itself. In fact, from here, the Great Pyramids that lie to the north of you now, or to the south of you, are now well concealed within the dust. Okay? You
better not be coming this way.
when you arrive at the library, it takes you a little while, but eventually you find
Scala.
Xylo,
Xylo.
who guides you to meet Jarek and Scala. Scala comes, and it's pretty obvious as soon as he arrives that he has bad news for you. My friends, I'm sorry, but I have failed you. The text, I cannot find a translation for. Your plates that you have given me, I return them to you now. I have taken my own rubbings, but they did not aid me in my decryption. Then Jarek says, "Oh, but there is good news. It's not exactly good news. There is another resource that you could seek if you have the courage to do so."
What is this resource?
So Jarek, he kind of steps forward. Well, as it turns out, there's a scholar who lives in a cave, apparently somewhere in the mountains, just to the west. To the west, yes, just to the west. There is an area of marshy land, and there, within a cave, lives an ancient scholar who's been studying for, well, since anybody can remember, but he has a bit of a dire reputation. Sounds fascinating, though. And so Scala kind of steps forward. Again, he's just kind of wearing the toga with a bit of a, like an overcoat, or not an overcoat, an over tunic. He says, I believe your young friend here might be understating the.
How many people do you lose to him every so?
His name is Ningabel. And his reputation is that he is a mystic of great power and of unknown origin.
Uh-huh.
Sounds mysterious.
I have but one... I've been told but one thing, and that is he will be able to answer your questions or tell you where you might find the answers. But his cost is quite high. He will not wish to be paid in gold. It is always some other thing that he wishes to be paid in. I've also been told that
Sorry.
should he agree to meet you, do not look underneath his hood.
Mm-hmm. And how do we know he'll agree to meet us?
I cannot tell you. You could travel to see him. The way is not difficult, but, the path to get there is not difficult. In fact, it is well marked, very well marked, so that no one might stray there by accident.
Mm-hmm.
It is said that when the advisor to the God King went to see him, to the Emperor, went to see him, he knew the exact day that the Azeri would fall in Dalkesh and the day that they would retreat. He was exact to the turning of the tide.
Wow.
That's not that much different than a Runecaster, dude.
I believe that he is probably a sorcerer. Bomb, bomb, bomb. Does that matter to you guys?
Not really.
How's that 1 point of sorcery doing for you?
It's based on willpower or based upon intelligence?
Willpower.
What's your willpower?
7.
I find it interesting you don't have to be smart to be a sorcerer.
No, you just have to be willful.
In fact, it might be better if you're not.
Yeah.
Anyhow,
Except doesn't intelligence get you lore, which is reading books?
yeah.
Yeah. You'd want to have it.
Anyhow, so he says, Jarek said that you would be willing and desirous of following this path, so I took the liberty of drawing you a map. He returns your plates to you, by the way, wrapped in a silk cloth. And he says, although they are, very, I believe, nigh unbreakable, there's no reason that we shouldn't care for them as they deserve.
The wrap in a towel.
Not a silk towel.
Yeah, now they're wrapped in a silk one.
Okay.
Alright.
So he delivers you a map. Looking at the map, it's crudely drawn. You believe it's 3 days' ride to the west, and then apparently there's a pass into the hills, which is marked by a set of standing stones, and then leads you up into where his lair is.
I guess we should go grab our stuff and find some horses.
Camels.
What's that?
Or camels.
Or camels, yeah. Jarek says, my time here has finished. In your travels, have you seen Rada?
Yeah, she was on the boat, wasn't she?
No.
She was browsing.
I think she's been... Her and Octavian and some of the crew went off looking for, trouble or who knows
I haven't
what.
seen her in about 4 days, and I'm starting to get a bit worried.
Maybe we should find her before we take off.
Have you really been looking being in the library, though?
Well, I'm not sleeping here. I'm sleeping at the ship, and she has not returned, which I find unusual. It is possible that she will find companionship, but not for this many days. Well, plus your companion is also missing, as well as a number of the crew. So it's unusual for them to be gone from the boat for so long. Now, Jarek's a bit of a worrywart, so...
I don't know. Captain Helos didn't seem too worried about it.
Oh, very well. If you don't think there's anything amiss, then I would
Not yet. We'll
trust your
keep an
wisdom.
eye out for them in the meantime. But they're grown-ups.
Okay. So Jarek says, I have until sunset, so I'm going to take the best of my time. I will see you back at the boat, perhaps tonight.
How much was the 10-day pass again? Was it just silver?
It's 3 silver.
You want to just give it to him? Give him 3 silver.
thought-
But we had spare money on the boat for
I
the
thought
boat.
3 silver was for the season or something.
No, it was 3 talents. for the
1
silver.
silver for 10 days library, 3 silver for 3 months.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, alright.
How much
Should I
did...
read my notes?
Was that? No, I thought it was gold talents, but okay. No, that's fine. Oh, no,
No,
that
one
was for...
gold
is
is
for
the
the
restricted area for
special
1 day.
places.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
How much did the ship have for funds?
7 silver, 1 bronze, 2 iron. Sorry, I'm not gonna remember the names of your things, so
Falcon's talents and oobles.
yeah. Gold, silver, bronze, iron.
Yep.
I'm good.
Okay. So,
Dolphins.
I'm sorry.
Well, how long are we planning on staying here?
Well, it's gonna be a 3-day hike up and back.
Unless he
days.
wants to come with us.
That's true. Do I really want to carry a bookworm on mountains?
I mean, it could be handy, but at the same time,
If you want to, we can put it on the ships and he can spend another 10-day here or up to another 10-day here.
yeah, sure.
Okay. Right enough. Oh, masters, thank you.
What was it? 2. One of these was for carousing.
We've already spent the one for
Oh, we spent 2 for carousing.
2 for carousing.
All right. So you guys find yourselves, so you find yourselves leaving Jarek behind. He says, perhaps, Silly, we can look at the diatribes then. You said that you showed them to me. Oh, yes. Well, but now you're going to have to earn some of my time. And with that, they kind of disappear. Okay.
What time? So this would have been in the morning?
Yes.
No, we'll go check in with Helios and Aram and see if they have any if they've kept track of where the crew's gone
Okay.
and where we could.
If he's concerned about them being,
Yeah, and then we'll have to see about getting transportation to the west.
All right. So you head. So you head back to the ship. I'll also remind you. You also
Hissing
heard a
at the
rumor
ship next door.
that drovers and guards were in short supply, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you find yourself at the ship. Helos, like I said, is repairing sails. And when you come up to the ship himself, he's like, my friends, you have returned.
I make hissing noises at the other ship.
Okay.
Is there something about that ship you don't like?
Yeah. So, okay. So you actually standing out. A couple of the Shorkini sailors kind of look over, and it's like, they hawk a huge phlegm into the ocean. Okay. So you return to the boat. What do you do? Do you look at this map and prepare to travel eastwards? Do you or westwards? Do you rest for a while? What's the deal?
Well, I don't think we'll actually get.
Won't leave today, but we can get our stuff together.
We'll get our stuff together. I don't think we'll actually find transportation because there's so much heading south.
Haven't asked yet.
Okay.
We could go do that for the afternoon. That'll cost us a lot of money.
was Helos, is he at all concerned about the crew and everyone being off for as long as they have been?
He looks up. He says, "Well, they're with Octavian. How much trouble could they get into?"
We don't know.
They
We don't really know them, so.
They have dispelled their duties, or they have completed their duties. So,
Did Octavian leave us a note or anything?
no.
Or is this out of character for them in port?
Well, left to their own designs, I doubt they would be gone for this long. But I assumed you were okay with it because Octavian. Is something amiss?
Derek's worried about Rada.
It's
And
more
we don't really know
they
Octavian
didn't
yet.
actually check in with us or give us any indication where they were going either.
I did think it was odd, but I thought perhaps Octavian, who is new to your band, I thought perhaps he was attempting to cultivate some favor with the crew. He stands up,
Well, he was trying to cultivate with Rada.
Yes.
and he's like, "Should I go get my sword?"
So who's all missing?
What's that?
Just Rada and...
No. who is currently not on the boat, or who you don't know where they are. I haven't got my list. I actually have a list of this.
Rada.
Yes. So, Rada is missing. Octavian's missing. Mubale and Amatea are missing, as is Baris.
Who's Baris?
What's that?
Aris?
Baris. He is one of your
No, he's not.
crew members.
Helos, Aram, Mente, Mobale, Aris, Petrus, Casca, Jarek, Rada. Us.
Aris.
Aris.
You're supposed to be a being for that.
Alright then.
So the two Anzalorians and Baris the Azari.
Now, is there any... Okay, so then there's a whole bunch of trade going down to Anzaloria. Is there anything like war type stuff? Would they have family type stuff?
You're not exactly sure. What he heard by rumor was that it was trade caravans that were headed south.
Yeah.
Yes, but why is it suddenly so busy?
It's seasonal. There was a particularly good hunt.
Which means there's more ivory, more... Yeah.
Or it might be a shortage of soldiers. It could be a lot of things.
Yeah.
So Aram returns from downstairs. He has his swords in his hand, and he says, I doubt they've gone carousing. They've drawn weapons from the locker. And Rada's equipment is also not within her bunk.
Alright.
Let's go see what we can find out.
Hilo stands up. You didn't check this before? They were with Octavian.
Putting a lot of trust in a stranger here.
But he's God sent.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Superstitious people.
Hilos, right?
Superstitious people.
Okay, so yeah, he says,
We should check the Sarkinians next door, the snakes.
is this Shorkini? Do you have some? Hilo stands up. Is this true? Aram, fetch me my blade.
No,
You bastards! What do you know of my missing crew?
You had to start it, didn't you?
So
It's trouble.
the northerner comes over. What are you talking about, you Coregian fool?
I'm gonna go look for my weapons.
So as you go, Aram kind of grabs you by the arm. It's like,
No,
where do
we're
you
like
think you're going?
We were walking around.
So
on
Helos, he says, I will have you know that 4 God Touch travel aboard this very ship, and one of them has spoken against your name.
Sorry. No, I'm not.
Tell me, you Shorkini northern scum. Who are you calling scum?
You!
It's like, alright.
Well played.
Okay. So, do you intervene?
No, I was voting on.
Alright, sounds good.
Is
Fair
the
enough.
issue of anything to be interviewed?
Alright, 10 minutes later. Fine! My first mate will meet your first mate at the gate. Swords to the death, you bastard! Aram, are you sure of this, Helos? He turns to you.
Oh, I'm not a fighter either. This is awesome.
He turns to you and he says, "If are you sure they've taken our men?"
I have no proof, but they're Sharkini. They suck. They're horrible scum.
All right. So yeah.
All right. Let me just intercede here for a second. I'm going to pull this captain to the side slightly.
Our captain or their captain?
Their captain.
Okay. So they're shouting across the
We're
boats,
actually yelling
Yeah.
across the water.
right?
They're nowhere
Like
close
the
to us.
Dalkeshi dock guards have sort of come to make sure that no brawls break out. Do you wish to cross to the other boat? They're like all of their guys are sort of standing at the rail, at the gunnel.
We're standing at ours.
Yeah, yelling back and forth across with the Dalkeshi guards in between.
Okay, so I'll skirt around and find someone that's sort of the side there, and I'm gonna ask if he can give me a tour of his boat while this is going on.
As a means to diffuse the situation.
Okay. So I'm going to tell you. You probably know this. You have sailing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So boats are fervently guarded against thievery. Okay. So a captain might treat another captain to such an honor, but it is unlikely that they'll take somebody
Who's a thief?
Well, they don't know that. But they can't look at him and go, "Oh, what's your class?" It's like, "Oh, rogue, level 6." Right? So, but it's unlikely that they'll take you on board the boat. Even less likely if they have something to hide. Okay? So,
I'm hoping they don't have anything to hide, and I can just go, "Hey, I had a look around. They're not here. Big misunderstanding."
yeah, no, there's been some insults called now. Yeah, so
Yeah, it's not gonna go that easily.
okay. So, so you find a sailor returning to the ship who is bemused by, and he's looking up. Now, he speaks, he'll speak Faric, which I think is your language, right? Yeah. So, if you wish to, you can be off the boat if when all of this occurs. If you want to meet this guy, it's up to you.
I'm just thinking, alternately, I could just go on the boat, have a look around, and then sneak off, which might actually end up being faster and easier.
Okay.
You do know you get caught, you're gonna get thrown in the bay, probably.
Oh, we'll be killed. We have a full-blown war. Do it. Seriously, we need the music from Music Man. You know it's trouble with capital T spelled with, yeah.
No, this is the sound you're after.
Especially since I don't have any idea on where I'm supposed to take that scroll.
We'll find
Might
out.
not be important here shortly.
Yeah, okay.
Party wipe because Karina's, an ass.
So, I'm going to go that route.
Okay. So the boat doesn't seem to be loading or offloading anything. And the sailors look less like sailors and more like Marines. Okay? You would guess that if anything, they are probably, it's a noble's vessel. They've only arrived yesterday. They've taken on some provision, but it doesn't appear that they're offloading any cargo.
Okay.
Okay?
But they are distracted.
So there are two ways you can enter the boat. You can swim out to the side and climb up, or you can walk up the gangplank, which has soldiers at the top of it.
Getting wet.
Oh, this all seems like bad ideas.
Yeah, but where's the fun and good ideas?
Hey, I only muttered. I just happened to mutter where Helos could hear me.
But, you remember his opinion of you, right?
Yeah.
Well.
So he thinks pretty much everything you say is
prophecy.
spoken from the gods.
I don't think that's really sunk in with her. She's...
Oh, you've been with him for a month, so if it hasn't by now, it never will.
I'll go with talking to the guy on the dock then. That seems like the less.
All right.
Oh, she does have intelligence. Oh, look at that.
So yeah, so you stop, and he's like, you sidle up to him, and when you speak to him in Fark, he seems a little bit surprised. Oh, hello, my friend, or hello, traveler. I'm sorry, this is my vessel, and there seems to be some conflict with this Caregian fool.
Yeah, well...
I don't know you.
Well, I'm actually from the other boat, you see, and it seems one of my shipmates is from... Where are you from again?
Quafor.
Quafor, and is intoned that... I don't know, you guys are slavers or something? And I think she's been, you know.
Okay. Go ahead and make a persuasion. We'll start with that.
You would hate to see.
No. He chooses his own words.
Yeah.
You've chosen your words. It's time for somebody else to do some word choosing.
How often do I word choose?
I'm probably just gonna fail this. Or 2 successes.
Nice. Okay.
Nicely done.
Nicely.
Slavers, what are you, mad? My lords are Veronian clerics. They're traveling here on pilgrimage.
Dear.
That's kind of more online with what I thought was going on.
Your Quarforian fool should be thrown to the sharks.
I think it would be crocodiles right here, not sharks. But
from what your first mate is going to duel Sir Teald. Teald is
Oh dear.
he's one of the marshals of the order.
Okay, so what needs to happen is this needs to be diffused.
How do we do that?
He's killed 11 men in single combat this year.
Well, that's slightly more than Aram has done. Slightly.
Yeah, slightly. You don't know how good Aram is, but he's obviously loyal to Helos because he's agreed to uphold the honor of the ship and defend the godsend.
Very pale. Looking kind of sick.
Well, we haven't heard this, and I don't think either of us
No.
actually speak Ferric. So.
Anyhow, so he says, but yeah, so I guess we'll meet you at the gates this eve.
Maybe. I'll be right back.
Your friend, this first mate, I will say words for him when I pray tonight.
I'm gonna go back over to the other ship.
Which ship?
Ours?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So he carries his goods and he continues back to the boat.
Can I insight? Was he telling the truth to me?
Oh, absolutely. You can try an insight.
1.
Yeah. Well, he was incensed when you said slavers. He was like, right. And if he was acting, I mean, he's
Okay.
He doesn't seem to be deceptive.
Okay. So I'm gonna go back and
Smack her over the back of the head, or
so I have had some divine revelation. Rada is not, in fact, on that ship. And it's full of, the Veranian clerics.
Veranian clerics, yes.
And their first mate is,
the Marshal of the Order.
A Templar.
Is a Templar that is incredibly skilled at killing. So,
Aram, yes. Hilo says, yes, but Aram will fight by the name of the gods. You are God sent, so the gods will protect him. Aram is like, okay, this is starting to border on madness.
I'm saying, though...
What are you saying, Aram? It's like, I don't care if they're God sent.
I am saying that we don't want to do this. We should probably, get a nice little gift of wine, say sorry for the misunderstanding, and,
Publicly flog me.
But, yeah. Okay, so let's see how far this... I'm just going to draw a card for how bad your insults were, okay? So, red is dodgy, black is bad, high is bad. What's that really mean? It's in the middle of the pack. Try one more here.
Middling on the back again.
No. Okay, so as a healer, you've never really developed a really decent sense of insulting.
She's also taciturn, so she doesn't talk much.
That's right. So it was mostly Helos. And he says, but wait, so... But the gods would not... She received divine insight that they were on board the ship. Have they changed their mind?
She received divine insight they were aboard a ship, and I have received divine insight that they're not aboard that ship.
Helos looks at you. The gods are so fickle.
Uh-huh.
But how do you know which of you speaks true then?
So to solve this...
No, you're right. What we will do is we will throw the stick. I agree with you.
We need a different captain.
You just made a different healer.
Evens?
Odds.
My friend, I think perhaps in the stress of the situation, you have perhaps misinterpreted what you've heard. Fear not. Steel your spine. Sinew will be cut. Bones will be broken. But Aram, I know. The gods will protect him.
Is there any way I can back it up saying I'm still getting used to listening to the gods and my
No, not with him, I don't think.
prejudice kind of took over?
It sounds like a persuade roll.
Kind of does, doesn't it? Gross.
Do you have persuade?
7?
With nothing in it. It's a 0-0, but we'll have one success at least.
Okay.
Just one.
Okay.
Well, let's see what else we can do. One success it is.
Okay. He looks at you,
I look
and
appropriately.
he pales. All right. Wait. Are you suggesting that perhaps by mistake we have just challenged Loranian fighting order marshal to a duel
I didn't see
without the
that.
protection of the gods?
I saw the Shardini idiots.
Oh.
Dear.
Rob is like, oh! What do you mean, oh? There's no O in this! You, my Coregian friend, are an idiot!
No, this one's on me. Don't dislike Helos. It's me.
Well, this is unfortunate.
What's an appropriate mea culpa to back
Captain,
out of this?
I'm not speaking to you, you Coregian idiot.
I agree with that.
I have
statement.
some fine wine in my cabin, and I think maybe I had too much sun today. Alright. I am going to do this. Okay. For being the first one to actually say, you know, maybe we don't want to jump into that meat grinder.
That's not fucking funny.
There was that.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it wasn't funny. I'm just saying it was.
Not as funny. It was fucking funny.
Alright, so he
Trouble.
he says, no. You see, there's a bit of a misunderstanding. I thought, and that's about all you really get as he trails carrying 2 large urns of wine.
I will pitch money in to help pay for wine.
Okay.
Is that a gold?
Or whatever change you want to give me back.
A silver falcon will buy. Will pay for
20?
Yeah.
Okay, well here, I gotta see that.
Okay.
That's totally on me. Notes.
You know how.
Yeah. So then, okay. So fair enough.
Then we gotta go take a look and see if we can't find out what actually happened to them.
I'll be really
nice.
nice to Aram.
Yeah. Aram turns. How did this man save my life once? I don't understand.
Please
Well,
don't
you know,
be
you
too
take the
cross at
good,
him.
you take the bad. You take them both.
He is a truly loyal friend that you should cherish. And he should cherish you way more than you cherish him.
Alright. Yeah, so Helos, it's like, oh, don't be that way, my friend. Words were spoken in anger.
And drunkenness.
No, there is no... Yes, of course I've been drinking. All day, of course.
My plan B to get him through this duel involved cheating, so...
Poison? Hey, poke. Ow! The gods have spoken!
Whatever works.
All right.
Which was actually better than that was one of the other ideas I had too.
All right. So, you guys find yourselves now. Some time has now passed. It's around mid-afternoon. Helos spends his time talking to the Shorkini captain. They won't be fast friends, but it would appear that they have sort of smoothed
Mended.
it over.
Yeah.
He is the Shorkini captain. Every so often, sort of shoots a glance over at you, and you know that Helos is, talking about we found them in the ocean. Obviously, a sign of the gods, right? The clerics, they seem maybe a little bit more dubious of that explanation, but they are, the marshal. He doesn't appear to be relieved that he's not going to have to fight the duel. More like, over what exactly?
The duel was going to be over what?
I'm pretty sure Varani didn't send me here to, kill fools in the shipyard.
Yeah.
But, yeah. So, but that said, he's still there when you guys decide to do whatever you're going to do. What is it you're going to do?
I guess we could go and see if we can't find out information about where the group went.
The question is, though, are we actually that concerned for their well-being, or do we think they've gone off and got themselves into trouble, but they'll get themselves out of it? Because
either that or they took a short-term guard posting to take a caravan south and back.
Without telling anybody?
That seems a little odd. Not to mention, what the... Is that sandstorm still...
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's sort of blowing out. It's definitely still blowing into the south of the city. It seems to be blowing out, though.
okay, it's not like it's just hovering over the
No,
pyramids or something.
no.
Yeah,
No.
which is good.
Okay.
And the other thing, too, is just, it's not unusual. You guys have
Yeah, I
actually
know.
seen this before while you've been here.
Okay.
You guys now, by the way, also, now that you're off the sea and actually in the city and out from underneath the sails or below decks, you guys are now sort of like a nut brown color. Okay, like you've tanned and you're kind of getting used to the heat.
What, I mean, we're used to it?
Yeah.
Because basically me and Aram are like, this is nice.
Yeah.
I feel like we should set up for the supplies to go look for the mystic person. But
And think that those guys can handle themselves into whatever they've got themselves into.
yeah. And or we'll have to rescue him later.
I do have
I just feel like, especially with Rada, if she was got into enough trouble to actually have gotten herself into enough trouble, there's a good chance we would have heard about it.
Maybe.
unless somebody's kept it quiet.
Maybe you have heard about it.
Well, shall we go and see if we can't find any information? Anyhow?
Or, you know, the scroll that you're holding?
Yeah.
Was it a ransom?
It's sealed.
Sealed with I don't.
Oh, the thing is sealed and then the name's on it to deliver to?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Can I roll like a lore to find out if I recognize any of those names?
Yeah, go ahead. Go for it.
Their names?
Is my lore 10 or One success.
That's all right. Yep. Okay. What did I say the names were on the thing?
Merriman.
Merriman and Locust.
Okay, it's not supposed to be Locust. It's supposed to be Liveless.
Liveless. Okay.
2 names.
So, you never heard Merriman, but you have heard of Liveless. Liveless is actually a city in the Correggian League.
Oh, okay.
It's actually one of the largest cities in the Correggian League.
So that's probably where this has to go.
Maybe. You know that's what's written on the outside of it.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's an address.
That's kind of solves that. It just means it's a little bit out of the way. Depending.
Liveless is... when you hear Liveless, it'd be the same as me invoking the name Athens in ancient Greece. It's like it's a big city.
Okay. Find one person in that big of a city.
It'll be fun.
You agreed to.
Apparently.
Oh, right. You can take yourself a Silver Falcon. This Silver Falcon, by the way, is definitely stamped with the Dalkeshi Empire. Meaning that you kind of go, I don't remember getting this coin from anybody.
Well, we went with...
You think?
Never get drunk in a tavern. Right.
No, it's don't roll a 13.
Yeah.
Okay. Or 17 or whatever.
16.
Yeah.
Or you do a
Or 20, sorry, 26.
26, yeah. All right. So you guys find yourselves... Yeah, so afternoon has rolled on. I guess I'll draw an encounter card unless you guys want to do something.
Well, that was a bit of an encounter.
So, the question is, are we going to search for the crewman or stock up to go to the sorcerer?
Ningabal.
It sounded like you said Ningobble before.
Ningabal.
Ningable. Ignoble.
I didn't actually make up the name.
I guess we should find them. I mean, technically, Octavian knows nothing about this, really. So, yeah, let's go find them.
Okay.
It'd be nice to have one.
So you have heard that they were partying, carousing at a place called the Red Dog.
Oh.
It's over by the cliff and the ford in the water. Cliff Ford? The big red dog?
Oh.
Sorry. I didn't actually do that on purpose. The Red Dog. Wait, I've heard that name before. Okay.
Red dog, kind of like a red heron.
What's that? No, the herring is a fish.
Mm-hmm.
And a dog is a mammal.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're completely different. Do you go there?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
With weapons.
Okay.
Not bow, but swords, at least. Sword and shield.
Okay. You head to there. When you head there, you the Red Dog is a place that you think Rada would find some enjoyment in being. Okay.
A rough place. And
It's sort of seedy. At the back, you can see that there's tables that are just cut up with knife marks from people doing a little bit of mumbly peg. The place smells sort of heavy of beer and old food and human sweat. It just feels, like one of those places. As you walk in, you ask around very briefly. We're looking for members of our crew. A northern woman who went by Rada. And a voice is like, oh, my friends, I think I can tell you where your crew are. A Dalkeshi man appears. Okay, now he approaches you, and when he does, he is much smaller than you. You'd guess he's maybe 5'3", 5'4". He's dressed in the barest minimum of clothing, and he says, in fact, it was me that they volunteered to help. Well, it's a bit of a story, but some days ago, men en masse came to my village and took several of our villagers. I myself barely escaped from my burning house, and I came to the city and I asked the guard, but they wouldn't help me, and I asked the Caliph's men and they wouldn't help me, but finally in desperation, begging for food, I came here, and your friend, the warrior woman, she said that she would help me. In fact, she paid for my stay here until she returns. That was 3 days ago. I thought she'd be back by now, but she seemed quite confident. Her and that other fellow that she traveled with.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and the Anzalorians, they also look quite robust. So yeah, they traveled to my village to see if they couldn't find these men.
How far away is your village exactly?
For me, wounded, it took me almost 3/4 of the day to get here. But for you, I'm sure it'd be much quicker.
Mm-hmm. What is your village?
What's that?
Where is your village?
It is to the south. I could guide you there if you wished. You're thinking perhaps I need your help to find them?
Well, they haven't come back. Like you said, you expected them by now.
Well, I'm not an expert in such things. I don't know how long this could possibly take. Perhaps they're still searching.
Tell us about the masks.
They wore robes of ochre color, and the masks themselves were plain wooden masks, which concealed everything except for their eyes.
Sorry?
Remember what we ran into a while ago?
Now, is he being honest?
Make an insight roll. You detect no deception. You also don't detect a tremendous spark of intelligence.
It's too dumb to lie.
Yeah. I'm thinking of the mask I currently have wrapped up in my sea chest.
Mm-hmm.
The one that's with the Morgoth.
What's the chance?
Oh, probably fairly good.
Okay,
Cult
so yes,
War.
let us head that direction.
Yes.
All right.
Maybe we should... No, because we're going to go out of town. I'm going to want my boat with me.
I want all my gear.
Yeah. So he says, "Oh well, let me get my traveling gear. You shall like my village. We make beer and honey and the best bread." And
You said that they took all your people, though, and burned your house.
Well, true, but your friends are rescuing them. My guess is that they're at the village right now, and they're celebrating, and thus it's taking them some time to return.
Uh-huh.
That's one possibility.
Yeah.
Well, most likely, your friends seem most capable.
Uh-huh. Let's go get our gear.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So he's like, "Well, I'll be. Should I meet you there? Should I or will you come back, or what will happen?"
Grab your stuff. Let's go.
Yes, of course. And he scampers off. I'm actually using that word on purpose.
Yeah.
And he returns, with his gear sort of bundled up in his arms, and he says, "Oh, okay. Well, let's go." He's got a walking stick. He's carrying his stuff in front of him.
Put on your cloak. Put on your bag. Hold your stick.
Yes,
Yeah.
my
Let's
apologies.
get the mummy on.
I'm Kareem, by the way.
Kareem. Ilva.
Thomas.
Your Azeri is quite excellent. I'm sorry for my broken language. Okay.
Is mine good? I don't know.
No, not really. Okay.
I'd rather be talking to horses.
You've traveled from quite some distance.
Yeah.
Are you from the same ship? Is it that they are your friends? Okay, so he's obviously, if his friends have been kidnapped, he is thoroughly convinced that Rada and Octavian are sitting in his village celebrating right now because they rescued them, because that's what heroes do, right?
Naive and dumb.
So he doesn't seem to have a care in the world. So when you actually turn to him and challenge him and say, well, aren't you afraid that, your people could still be in danger? Oh, no, I'm sure they're at the village. I'm sure everything's fine.
Huh. Okay.
Let him have it.
It's the whole, you have like next to nothing on your body and your house burned down and your whole village got kidnapped or somebody attacked it. Okay.
Let him have
Well,
it.
yeah, but then I found a hero. Truly, the gods have sent us salvation.
Freaking gods, always meddling. Let's go.
All right.
So we'll go grab. I guess
grab-
I'm gonna grab my bow and arrow from the ship because it wasn't what I had on me when we came here.
What else do you grab? Food?
A bit
Food.
of food.
Okay.
Oh, you said it was half.
3/4 of a day of a walk while he was injured.
So be about a half a day's walk.
And it's already afternoon. So torches.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Grab a
day's
couple
worth
days
of
of food.
food.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a couple days worth of food.
Healer's
Some
kit.
a healer's kit, torches. Anything else you take? Poison dagger.
Other daggers.
Okay.
I'm almost tempted to take that mask with me, but I really don't want to.
Oh, then you could sneak in and be one of them.
Could.
Ochre is a weird yellow.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have the robes. We just have the mask.
We should steal a robe next time we really infiltrate.
Okay.
Well, if I remember correctly, the ones that the group that we ran into weren't wearing ochre robes. They were,
Yeah, just the mask. Yeah, no, their robes were complete. Their clothing was completely.
and if I remember correctly, there are multiple.
Okay. So you
Thanks,
guys,
Moria.
by evening, you find yourselves approaching Hakim's town or Kareem's town. Yeah, can you move those to the other side of the table? So
Stop eating. How about I eat them for you?
you find yourself, approaching Kareem's village. He says, "Oh, it's just over this hill." Yes, there'll be fires and beer, and I'm sure they've slaughtered a lamb. Oh, I can't wait.
Steal yourself.
I can eat a lot of lamb.
So can I.
Okay. That's not the scene that greets you.
Nope.
Uh,
I tried.
As you arrive at the village,
That
you
counts
can
for
see that there are people moving about the village, but this village has obviously been okay. It doesn't look like it was attacked. It doesn't look like it was put to the torch. Instead, about a dozen or so buildings lie here. 3 of them lie burning ruins. Okay, the others stand normally, basically adobe buildings with flat roofs, etc. As you approach, several people sort of see you, and they a cry of warning is shouted out. And then almost instantly as well, they say, "Oh, it's Kareem! Kareem has returned!" And a whole bunch of people kind of come out, and they greet Kareem sort of in this group huddle. Okay? You notice, by the way, that all the native people here to the Targa Valley all appear to be relatively diminutive. 5'6" being sort of giantish amongst them.
Oh wow.
Okay. Anyhow,
Oh, that's not that big.
it's like, yes, the heroes that I sent before us, where are they? It's like, well, what do you mean? It's like, well, I sent some people to help us? Well, yes, but they went and they have not yet returned.
Went where?
The woman who led them, she was a tracker, and she said she found a trail of the raiders to the south of town.
Well, let's go see if we can't pick it up.
More south.
Well, they haven't returned? Well, no.
How many of you are missing?
They took 11 altogether.
Okay.
And some of them, so these guys, they gather around. They were big, and their robes and their masks were carved with hideous symbols. They look like monsters.
They're just men.
Yes, but
Evil men.
yeah, they're
They're
obviously
just
cowed by the presence of these men. Okay. What do you do?
Well, let's go see if we can't pick up their tracks.
Okay. So evening is approaching.
Might not be best to track them at night.
So Kareem's. So if you, one of the other villagers whose name you don't catch, he takes you out and he says, "This is where they picked up the trail. It leads to Yonder Valley, which we don't go there
Why not?
because the land there is dead. Nothing grows there.
That's fitting.
Yep.
How long do we have before all the light fades?
A couple hours, 3 hours.
Let's go.
Let's go.
How many days ago? So it was 3 days ago that Kareem sent them, and 3 days ago that they went south, or 2 days ago that they went
It would have been
south?
2 days ago that they actually arrived. They stayed overnight and they left
So
the next
only a
morning.
day behind. Okay. And then that far behind on the
All right,
villagers.
who
were
has
taken.
survival?
That's me.
I do too.
Okay.
Are you 11 with a 3?
I'm 11 with a 2.
I'm 11 with a 1.
Okay. So you guys can all help. The key here with complications, though, any complications could obscure the tracks.
Is this a wild area?
It's a rural area.
I guess a wild area. I still get to reroll.
Go for it.
You get to reroll. No, only
Ooh.
3 successes.
Okay. 2. Nice.
And nothing.
Okay. So the Northerners know how to do this shit.
Apparently.
All right.
My
So you've
bear
been
watch this.
yeah. So you've been down in track. As you do so, you can definitely see that you can see the trail. The first thing is you can see older tracks. It doesn't rain here, right? And the wind amongst this valley is not strong enough to, like, with the grass blowing, it kind of protects the tracks. This is what you see. Number one, there's obviously tracks everywhere from the local farmers who are normally here. There's a second set of tracks, older, which are definitely barefooted. Okay? Then there's a third set of tracks, which is from a couple of days ago, which you're pretty sure are the footprints of your crew. Now you have how many successes altogether? 5?
5.
Okay, so that's 2 successes. That's how much you got with 2 successes. You can get extra information, or you can put more momentum on the table.
Can we
Are there-
go faster?
Yeah, if you want to spend a momentum, it means that you can follow them at speed.
Let's do that.
Yes.
Definitely
Okay,
that.
so that leaves 2.
Can we spend 1 for more information?
Yeah, absolutely.
Find out other than because it'd be nice to know how many raiders we're dealing with.
Okay.
No, none of were any of the tracks. Like the barefoots, were they all just going one way? Like that? Those the kidnapped ones?
No, you actually think it's the Raiders.
Or the barefoot ones? Okay.
So how many?
Go for the toes.
I wonder.
So how many? Then going with that, then.
Yeah.
It's
Okay. You think that there were 8 altogether.
awesome.
Okay. They walk at you guess that they're fairly big because they walk at a fairly extended pace. As you follow the tracks, you can see several points where they've stopped and it looks like they're sort of hustling people along. You also find marks in a couple places where people have fallen and they've been dragged to their feet. Perhaps good or ominously, you find no blood or any signs of violence.
No, they don't want to kill them until they get to the sacrifice place.
Yeah. Let's see.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
You pick up the trail?
We're following at speed.
All right. Okay. I gotta keep these separate. Do you know how these are supposed to work? There's actually supposed to be a bowl in the middle,
Yeah.
and then you take them out of the bowl.
And give them to you.
No, you don't give them to me. You just leave them on the table, and then when I spend them, you put them back in the bowl, so you can actually reach them out yourself. So, when I have a bowl that's suitable for that, that's what I'm gonna do.
Skull mug.
Yeah, like that. Yeah. I have a skull. I got a skull.
Yeah.
But I don't think I can carve the top off of it. Okay. You follow the trail. And as you do so, evening begins to fall and the light becomes dimmer. However, the path is fairly large, and Rada or somebody
has left markers, or
yes, has left markers along the trail. Okay, you're pretty sure they weren't for you. Maybe it was for her to find her way back, or if somebody was going to follow on, or something along that line. What happens, however, is you are perhaps an hour out from the village. Kareem follows you for a little bit, but then as you continue forward, you now see where the land becomes desiccated, stony, rough. The dirt itself, as you kind of bend down to touch it, it's actually dusty in your hands, right? Like there's something gritty about it.
Yeah.
Right. And it slowly, and so you kind of see the grass begin to fade away, and then only scrub, and only the most hardiest of plants, and then finally just nothing except for rock and sort of.
Looks like a dead land.
So as you continue, the trail becomes quite easy to follow after you come out of the grass, because basically the dust has been unmoved. However, you follow the trail, and then you see a great disturbance in the actual trail itself. Okay, in so doing, it looks it's like the trail was suddenly uplifted. Okay. And sort of looking at the signs, you may attempt a tracking roll to try to figure out exactly what happened here.
You might as well
burn one of those.
Okay.
The last one.
1, 2, 3, 4 successes. This is what my character. Fuck you. But this is what my character is supposed to do, right? This is her skill.
And nothing.
All right, so 4 successes. Complication, eh?
Another joker?
No. Okay. Okay, you are following along. Yes, a complication. You are following and trying to stay relatively closer and moving at speed. With your 4 successes, 2 successes will give you the basic information. Some sort of trap was sprung here. Okay? And what you see the signs of rope along the ground in a netted fashion. It would appear that whoever Rada was following set some sort of trap to dissuade followers. And it would appear that Rada and Octavian fell into that trap with your 3 other crewmen.
2.
No. 2 Anzalorians and an Azeri.
Yeah.
But then, like, they cut their way out, or...
No.
No.
Then there are drag marks,
They
which
just
makes it easier to follow.
Okay.
Okay.
Be on the lookout for more of those.
Momentum from that roll?
What's
2.
that? Yes, you have 2 spare momentum, unless you want more information.
Do we want it yet? Just continue on while it's clear and go.
Yeah, let's hold on to them. And do we still need to spend 1 to continue to move at speed, or...?
No, because you're almost there.
Okay.
Okay. You follow. As night falls, eventually you come to a place where, as light fades, you can see that the trail disappears into what appears to be a hole in the ground. It's a big hole, right? Maybe 100 feet across or so. But the room, it goes right up to the edge of it. Now, along the edge of the pit, there is some desiccated wood, which seems to have formed ancient rails. But apart from that, like, the trail kind of leads up to this.
Ah, lovely. Shall we quietly approach?
Yes.
Okay.
Let us stealthily go in.
All right. So you stealthily approach it. Okay. I'm not going to make you make a stealth roll because there's no need for that right now.
Yet.
As you approach it, you kind of get to where the desiccated wood is and pause. It's definitely an edge of a pit. The pit itself is oddly shaped. Rather than sort of being straight down, it's almost like a gigantic hole in the ground. Okay, it's huge, and it leads. Perhaps it's like an old water cave or something like that, where the water sort of burrowed out along the softer ground, but you can't really tell exactly how this was formed. What you can say, though, is that it goes quite a ways in, and there seems to be a set of stairs carved into the side of this pit, leading downwards. Finally, at the very far end, you can actually see what appears to be a torchlight. And illuminated under the torchlight, you see, it's tough to make out much detail except for the color of an ochre robe.
Uh-huh.
Now would the time be stealthing.
Mm-hmm.
What's that?
Are we still stealthing, or do we need to roll now that we're
It's up to you. There is like I said, there's a like sort of a narrow path carved into the side.
That's the only way down.
Yes, so imagine, if you would, that the ground's flat, and this kind of goes like this, like a massive tunnel into the ground. So theoretically, you could follow along the edge here, and you could lower yourself down. But by the time you did that, it would be like 100 feet below you.
And did we bring 100 feet of rope with us?
No.
No.
Sniper shot with an arrow.
That's almost what I'm thinking.
Pew pew. When in doubt, murder hobo.
Okay. So I'm sorry. Have I got an action here?
Yeah, I think we're just gonna launch a barrage of arrows.
Do we want to sneak up a little closer first?
You're out of bow range at this point.
Yeah.
So let's sneak in bow range and then.
Okay. Go ahead and use your stealth.
Okay, I've got a thing. I can just make the roll.
Okay.
For all of us?
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, he can lead you, right?
Yeah.
What is it?
Camouflage.
Yep. Okay.
Baby duck.
Mother duck.
Mother duck.
It costs momentum to do that?
Or he's just
I
using
don't think
dice.
so. I think it's just I can make the roll and apply it to a number equal to something.
Probably your stealth expertise or focus.
Or successes, in which case you want more dice.
No, it's ranks in the thing plus either focus or expertise.
Okay. So this is exactly what you need to do here.
You can apply your stealth skill result to the number of other creatures or large objects equal to your stealth focus plus ranks in camouflage.
So you have 1 rank in camouflage?
Yeah.
And stealth ranks?
3.
3. Okay. Okay.
Follow me.
So that is only 4 successes.
Only 4 successes. All right.
For all.
Oh, wait, sorry. Plus 1 momentum from Living Shadow. So 5.
Right. Oh no, it's automatically spent. Okay, gotcha.
Well,
Yeah.
They're usually automatically spent.
when attempting to remain unseen or unnoticed, you gain bonus momentum equal to your ranks in this talent.
So what I'm going to say is that talent works as long as they're following your exact path, right?
Yeah.
So you can't be like he's going that way, you're going this way.
No.
Yeah, no,
I think it's inferred that either they have to hold still or they have to stay within, arm's reach sort of
Yeah,
thing.
like you're being our eyeballs and guiding our feet.
Okay. Well, strangely, I did not perceive. That will give you... I did get 2 successes, so you'll put 3 momentum onto the table. Okay. So you now have moved within medium range for bows, so difficulty 2. To get closer, you can see this fellow. He's standing there. He has what appears to be a staff, okay? And there's a torch in the sconce. As you watch, he actually reaches up to the sconce and he pours something into it. The light suddenly flares brighter. And then he kind of goes back to watching. Now, he is clad in sort of this ochre robe. His face is bare, but he does have his hood up. And beneath it, you can kind of see, a man's face in the guttering torchlight. Now, the torch itself would probably kill his
night vision.
Okay, and you
Makes
hear
him a fabulous target.
you have the crackle and pop of the what do you call it, of the torch, but then apart from that, the slight wind above you. Now that you're in sort of as you've begun descending, you're kind of in the echo chamber of this cavern, okay, of this open pit cavern, and you hear Wow. Wow.
Hi.
Wow.
Yeah.
Echoing up from somewhere below.
Chanting.
Let's get this guy out of the way.
Yeah.
All right. So if you want to move closer, you can do so. That will be a stealth roll. And I think at this point, if you're trying to move within combat range,
Separate out.
I think I'll probably make you make individual stealth rolls. Because you're moving to different positions to cover him, right? Otherwise, you'll be close enough together that you'd interfere with each other's shots.
Okay. Well, what is it to make a medium range shot?
Difficulty 2.
You want enough momentum so you can do a cold shot for his head too, right?
We have 4 on
You
the table.
have enough.
Yeah. I mean, we could just. And what's volley do? It's a bonus d20 and a bonus damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of think we just open up on him from here.
All right. Do you all have bows?
Yep.
He's like, what is that?
As long as you get him through the throat or the eye so you can't make noise, we're all good.
All right. Well, yeah. Let's do the deal. Who's shooting? You all are, and you all volleying?
Well, I am anyway.
I am.
Okay. So that's going to use 3 of your arrows from your quiver.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And
10?
you'll spend.
Yeah.
1, 2, 1.
Okay.
Well, you want the cold shot?
The cold shot's spending momentum afterwards, right? You don't
Yeah.
call it beforehand. Okay, so you should roll 4 dice. Is that
Yep.
right? Okay. Are you going to spend any momentum, Kyle? And are you going to volley?
I'm gonna volley.
Okay.
I was almost thinking of doing my quick release, but I'm gonna hold off on that.
Oh, okay. What's that do?
Spend 2 load. I've written down spend 2 load, but I can't remember exactly what it does again.
Let's you just go.
It's
Double
under
shot?
marksmanship.
It's under ranged weapon.
You're able to ready a shot almost as soon as you've loosed the previous one. When using a ranged weapon with the volley quality, you may spend a minor action to increase your rate of attack, allowing you to spend 2 loads, gaining a bonus d20 and bonus 1 damage for each load spent.
So you could. So
So it
rather
costs you
than-
only 2 instead of 3.
No, so it costs him 3. If he spends an extra one, 4, you get an extra d6, d8, d20, and d6.
Sure. So 4 arrows, and
Yep.
why not then?
Nice.
Okay.
I will not spend the momentum.
Okay.
So we can
Are you going to volley?
Yep.
Okay. So you'll roll 3, you'll roll 4, you'll roll 4.
No. Well, I spent the momentum, so,
So
I'm gonna
5.
5.
All right. And 2 difficulties, but you're out. Let's do it.
Ooh. 3 successes and a complication. Dude, keep your sheet out.
Ranged weapon is 11. So 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay. So hit with a momentum, hit with 2 momentum, and a hit. Nice. All right. Cool. Yeah, and you have a complication.
And I do have a
so I'm going to do the complication right now. The complication is as you are quick feeding your arrows, roll 3 dice. 3d6, yep. You lose 3 load out of your quiver that tumble down into the depths below.
So I'm down 6 shots, huh?
Alright, so let's do some damage.
So this is 3 damage.
So why we have loads and so we have 10 arrows or we have 10 shots? Like,
I don't use the load rolls from,
Okay.
yeah, because I don't like them.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 gone.
Okay.
I'm gonna spend 2 for headshot.
Okay. You can do that afterwards, right?
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
You have to do it before somebody rolls a hit location. Actually, yeah, let's roll hit location.
Well, let's just.
I'm gonna do headshot.
Me too.
There you go.
Okay.
So hit location for Ilvaz.
Jason.
No, he went headshot as well. 7.
7 is
Left arm.
left arm. Okay. So you'll do 3. I think your bow is 3. Is that
Yeah,
right?
+1 for volley.
+1 for volley. You'll do
5. Well,
Yeah, 5.
5, because I get volley and quick release gives me additional 1.
Okay. Any of you have accurate?
I do.
Okay.
So I'm rerolling 2.
Okay.
Nice.
Nice.
So that is 6 damage and plus 1, so 7 damage to the head.
7 damage to the head.
3 to the head.
3 to the head.
1, 2, 3, 4 to the left.
Arm.
Arm.
Yeah, alright, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna spend a couple of these to say, yeah, you guys, he's standing there, he reaches up to hit the torch, you know, to do the thing. About that time, suddenly arrows begin whizzing by him. He turns kind of as the first one kind of clips through his hood, the second one takes him through the eye, third one takes him through the mouth, then it hits him in the arm, and he drops the flask, okay? As he drops the flask, yeah, suddenly there is a
bird?
well, not a wolf, but he doesn't really scream in pain. However, he drops, and as he does so, the flame sort of slowly starts creeping across his body, and then suddenly there's now a human torch burning upon the ledge below. He made no noise though, so it's just brighter for a while. Below, the chanting is.
Let's keep moving.
Well, at least we can see as we go past him.
Problem is that, well...
Now, by coincidence, I have a map.
Oh, nice. And we have about an hour to go. Just under an hour to go.
Okay. Well, you have just under an hour.
Yes. I need to get rid of Rada.
I'm just going to get rid of Rada over here as well. Alright, so I kind of expected Octavian to be with you, but he's not, so I'm just going to take him off the map here. Octavian. Delete. That is what you see. You can expand that if you like.
I am going to.
We want to expand the actual...
Yeah, just open the window. Yeah, grab the bottom corner there. Drag that baby open.
Meow.
There you go.
Hello.
Yeah, that's fine. As long as we can see it. Okay. That is what you see.
He's so dark.
It is very dark. Once you get inside the cavern itself, you can see that this leads down, and the tunnel kind of led down at about a 30-degree angle, and then suddenly turns and descends into the earth. Okay? There is an ancient sort of walkway here, and directly ahead of you is an old wooden bridge. Now after you lit this guy on fire, you had to descend about another 50 or so yards through sort of a narrow defile to come to this. The tunnel kind of continues above you, and then from above you goes down into this pit.
Okay.
Okay? Now, you have no light lit as of yet. Okay, so none of you are actually generating light. There is, however, right here, a lamp that appears to be lit and set on top of a stone. There are no followers here. Across the way, though, here you can see this rickety wooden bridge leads to basically a wooden platform on which there appears to be 2 towers. The towers aren't massive wooden structures. They stand about 6 feet tall, and they're surrounded by a low ledge, maybe a yard tall. Okay, and below, from down here, you can also see a light, and you can see movement down here. Okay, and 2 men, two figures. Again, I don't have ochre robed figures, but 2 men in ochre robes stand down there, and they are conversation or doing something. You're not exactly sure what.
Okay, well, we should, do we need to put lights on ourselves, or are we going to just go with what?
No, I'd rather not bring attention to us yet.
Okay, so we want to move...
Right. The other thing, too, is if you can scroll the map that way a little bit, because over here, there's also light appearing. There seems to be a wall or something right here.
Right. Okay.
Right there.
Yeah.
And from behind it, there seems to be light emanating.
Okay.
No sign of movement from in front of the light.
No.
Well, let's
Okay. Now that you officially pass inside now, there is no opening sky below you.
Yeah.
And the sound is now growing louder as it echoes out through the cavern.
Do we want to be sneaky?
Yep,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Okay. First off, where are you moving to?
We'll be moving.
Kind of towards the bridge.
That evil, horrible,
Okay.
terrifying bridge, yeah.
5.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm going
6.
to give you your momentum back here for a second. Okay. You can roll when I ask you to roll. Okay. Your next stealth roll, you're welcome to have that if you spend the momentum for sure.
Okay.
But you guys move quietly forward and you're able to reach the bridge. You don't necessarily there's nothing to hear you here, right?
Right.
So you don't need to make stealth rolls until I call for them. Okay.
You do have light on us, or
Nope.
Oh, because I just moved him.
No, that's your sight.
Oh.
Yeah. So as you change, the sight of where you are changes what you can see. Right? So beyond there, you can now your angle is different, so you can actually see beyond the wall.
Okay.
weird.
What's that?
Okay, and the tower's blocking that one view. Okay.
So now we can see there are 2 over here.
So how many hexes can we shoot?
What's that?
How many hexes can we shoot?
What's the range on your bows?
8.
Range 8.
Yeah, so if you're looking for distance,
Still can't reach him.
I don't want to go in the bridge. I don't like those bridges.
so he is 12 hexes away, so that would be difficulty 2.
Oh, that's what we were before.
Yeah. As you sort of enter the light, the light here is sort of guttering. Right?
Yeah.
It gives off a glow, but now if you move too far away from the wall, you'll create shadows. You'll need a stealth roll to move across the bridge stealthily, but it is lit. And it would appear that the purpose of this lamp being here is actually to light this bridge. As you look at the bridge, I'm going to say... Yeah, actually, we'll make a party observation. Who has the best observation?
10 and 2.
12 and 3.
12 and 2. So.
Okay, so you'll be the best. You guys can help, though, if you wish. It is dark. You're looking for a difficulty 3 roll here.
There's one out there.
Yeah, but...
Okay. Do it.
3 and a complication.
Do you have that talent?
2.
Actually, I do. I do have sharp senses.
2 successes.
So, 4 there.
5, 6.
So 6.
6. All right. Difficulty 3. That'll put 3 momentum on the table. So as you look at the bridge, you notice that there appears to be a specific, the bridge itself, it would look like when people move across the bridge, they move in a very specific path. It's worn and it's not straight, not down the middle.
You know what? Let's take the worn path.
Okay.
Yep.
The bridge itself is basically 2 heavy ropes with knots and then planks with holes through the planks actually holding it up.
Aha. So let's follow the path.
All right. So I could make you make the observation roll to do that again, or you could spend a momentum to just follow the path.
A whole momentum? Let's not die.
So that's one person.
Oh.
I'm assuming.
No, cute. I don't want to go on the bridge, but I have to.
So I'm going to say Fausto leads the way, and he makes his stealth roll, which I believe was
5.
6 successes.
5.
Yeah.
5
2,
successes.
4, 5, and then 6 because of the...
Yeah. Because of living shadows.
All right. I want you to move onto the bridge, please.
Oh.
And bring Fausto right. Bring Fausto down to right here, and then we'll go from there.
So Fausto to there.
Yes.
Then we'll take Ilva to there.
You get to stand on the hole.
And I'll be there.
All right. Can you make a notice check, please? Not a notice, awareness. Observation. We'll get there.
Dr. Karina does not like those type of
No.
approaches.
The other thing, too, is so you made a stealth roll, right?
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do...
You have to make your observation.
Oh, okay. So you'll put 2 momentum on the table.
Right.
Okay.
That was a good roll. Okay. So you put 2 momentum on the table. Make your observation, please. Okay, do it.
Oh yeah, because that you mean you had 4 successes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what's your roll?
I rolled 2.
2.
Successes.
All right. Okay, so you'll get 1 extra momentum because as you are walking, you pause here and you suddenly realize that on the tower to the east, right here, there's actually a shape, a human form. Okay. Now you're not exactly sure what it's doing, but you do know that it has not noticed you, Mr. 4 Stealth or 6 Stealth. Perhaps it was looking the other way or something along that line, but there is somebody right here. Okay, you can kind of just see a cloaked form. He's shrouded in darkness.
I think you need to take your arrow and shove it in the back of the spine.
Or take the dagger and shove it in.
Be a dagger.
All right.
You have to put away your bow and then.
So now what are we doing for actions?
Uh,
Now, the other thing too is there is this narrow gap right here, which leads into this smaller room to the south. These fellows down there, they are sitting at a table. You guess they're dicing?
Extra wear. Very difficult to shoot both of them.
You just shoot him from the angle with the way that the doors.
Oh, he could if once he kills that dude, we
So
can just sneak down
I'm
straight.
going to
leave him at our back, but
I'll make a stealthy exploit on this guy.
Okay.
Which
I'm not sleeping all night.
exploit is on page
It's up until 2.
standard action.
I still have to make bed tonight.
I don't know.
It's our staff potluck tomorrow. I just have to buy booze.
Exploit. Falling attack exploit. Okay, so basically attempt an average observation test. If this succeeds, your first attack has piercing 2 quality. If desired, you may spend 1 momentum, add a d20 to the bonus attacker skill. This is repeatable, but bonus d20s count towards the normal limit of 3, blah, blah, blah. This action can also represent ambush, in which case you can use stealth to do the same thing.
Good. That
Stealth it is, okay?
That's no ambush, that's a bacon tree.
I'm going to say, though, if you, see, it's a stealth 1 test. Yeah, you've got stealth on him, so yeah, you are stealthy. He has failed his observation. He does not get a second test against you. So yes, go ahead. Difficulty 1.
3.
3, nice, okay. So put 2 momentum. These are 2 specialty momentum.
I'm still remaining unseen for this.
That if you're stealthing, yes.
Yeah, so 4.
Because of the
Living Shadow.
You are not... okay, let's read Living Shadow, because you are not technically... You are using it to exploit, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I guess I don't care. Just play more where these guys
Attempting
came
to
from.
remain unseen or unnoticed, you gain bonus momentum equal to your ranks in this talent.
Sure. Okay.
You know he's read every single talent there is in the book, so he can maximize it.
No, just the ones I have.
All right. Okay. So you are. I'm gonna take one of those back
Okay.
to allow you to climb the stairs without being heard.
Wait, can I spend one of these?
Sure.
Because the specific ones are worth more for.
Yes, but
Damage.
but they're after the end of this they're done, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So what'd you do with your bow?
Oh, I was assuming I'd have a dagger out. And
Okay. So
Yeah.
did you just put your bow down rather than making noise, putting it away, etc.?
That's why I suggested the whole.
Because you're creeping.
Oh.
Okay, so he creeps ahead. What do you guys do? You decide that. I'll come back to you in a second.
So you're killing the dude over there. I'd rather stay put until he kills the guy.
Yeah.
All right.
Don't like being on the bridge though, so maybe inch up a little. Is there anybody to the
So you
west?
guys can move 2 hexes and remain under stealth from his stealth.
Okay.
But then you're on your own.
Is there anyone in the other tower that we can see, notice?
The other tower is under light. You don't see anybody there. This one is shrouded in darkness. What's funny is I can actually see the token on my map, but you can't because it's so dark there.
So
Yeah. So yeah, inching up.
Okay.
that would put us. We've moved. Both of us have moved 2,
Okay.
which still puts us under his stealth.
Fair enough. And do you have arrows loaded?
I have an arrow loaded. Yes.
Okay.
So then yes.
Sounds good.
Yeah, you've got the ability.
So, I would have assumed I would have 1 dagger out going here and not the bow, but I mean...
You just... The last thing you did was you volleyed, right?
Yeah.
Are you saying you put your bow away after you did that?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Kind of makes sense if he's hurting us.
In particular, I want to stab this guy with the poison dagger.
Okay.
Save it. Got the jump on him.
Yeah, but I want him to die fast before he can sound an alarm.
Hit him in the good spots.
That's what the 3 for.
Okay, I'll just use a regular dagger.
Okay. So where do you put your other day? You just put it on the ground? The look on their face is awesome. What's that? Okay. Yeah, let's do it. Sounds like it's stabby time.
Are you gonna use all 3 of those?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So those are going to give you an extra...
D20 and an extra damage.
Yes.
All the pokey.
So, yeah, and you're at the maximum number of dice you can roll, so...
Yeah.
All the pokey.
3.
3 successes. Well, you need 1, so congrats. Okay.
And... What does Unforgiving do?
Unforgiving.
Oh, you use an exploit, so it is both vicious and intense.
Okay.
Somebody give me a location.
Unless you want to spend 2 for the neck.
Is that headshot?
Yeah.
All right, so let's do some damage.
Neck. I think it's around this spot.
Okay, and then it's...
You get 3 more extra d6s.
Uh-huh.
So what's it normally do? 3 dice?
Yep.
Okay.
So now it's doing 6.
Dagger does the same as it.
They're all damaged.
Yep.
Oh dear.
Oh, dearie.
So that's 7.
Yes.
Vicious
Vicious 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, which we were saying is just the one.
Activates once, yeah.
Okay, so that's 8.
8. And you've done a harm.
So that's an intense, so it's an additional harm.
And house rule is headshots do an extra harm.
So 3 harm.
Okay. So you reach up, grab him by the head, you turn his face to the side. The dagger comes up. He turns into a rag doll.
Carefully put him down.
Okay. Now you only need 1 success. Did you take your 2 momentum?
Yeah, you did.
No, you spent it.
And then
You spent it for the headshot.
Yeah.
I gotta know where would you have rolled? It would have been a 4.
Right arm.
Yeah, no. Okay.
Well, if you go for the really...
His arm goes off.
With a dagger.
No, it's like we rip this off and shove it in your move.
All right. So
With a dagger.
All right. So he drops his ochre robe, staining a deeper crimson as he falls to the ground, but he is silent as he drops. He was not armed. He appears to have been dozing on this post, right? Like he was sitting on a small stool and he was like leaned up against the wall, and now he's leaned up against the wall. Okay? From below you hear moo-wah, moo-wah. And from somewhere deep in the pit, from this edge here, you can now see down, there's a dim light below you. You can see, by the way, this pit goes down, and it's kind of carved around the wall, and interspaced along the wall, there seems to be light, pools of light going deep into the earth.
So it's not terribly easy to get to the dudes in that bottom little nook, given that one's facing. So I say we hug the wall that you're next to and go down to the bottom.
Go around.
Just go.
That would also leave people behind us.
Yep. Well, it's that or attempt to kill them and raise the alarm. Well, the victims are below us.
Ooh.
Oh. Oh, 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 oh.
I do have an idea about a distraction to disrupt this ceremony.
So I'm gonna.
Huckabody?
You are you've killed this guy and he falls to the ground, right?
Uh-huh.
He's lying there. And you wipe the blood on the robe. As you notice, the robe sort of shivers.
¿Qué es dos?
In the dim light, you could barely see the body, but you can see the robe moving.
Burn it. Oh, we don't have anything to burn with.
What do you do?
Push it off the edge. Oh no, there's a wall next to us, isn't there?
Okay.
So, what does this mean exactly?
You're not exactly sure. You can't see. You need some light to understand what's happening.
Oh, well, in that case, well, let's have this guy have an unfortunate accident all the way down.
Okay. Well, he doesn't make a sound. So.
You want us to move him back to the bridge and drop him?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So you grab him. As you grab him, something crawls out and up your arm. It like as soon as you touch the body, it suddenly wraps around your wrist. Now, what are you wearing?
He would have had his black armor by now.
Right. Yeah. So it crawls right up inside the armor, and you get it's instant fast. It's like a serpent or something like that, but it leaves a trail of slime as it does so. Right.
Dare you not to scream.
Let's make a discipline check.
To see whether or not you scream. You have courage?
Nope.
No, I'm the one who rocks all those things.
Courage.
You and me both.
You need.
I do courage and I do
What'd you roll?
I don't know. What did I roll?
Well, I can see an 8. I have no idea what your discipline is.
It is 9,
Ooh.
so that's 2 successes.
2 successes. All right. You do not scream, but there is something inside of you that is you're
Good.
horrified by it.
Icky.
You will take 1 point of damage, mental damage, and you are momentarily struck mute. You're like, right? As you kind of have a sharp intake of breath, suddenly there's a pinching feel from underneath your arm. Okay. What do you guys do?
We don't know what that's going on.
Yeah, no,
But
exactly.
dude.
So he kind of reaches down and then suddenly he pulls his hands back. Okay.
Dude.
Okay, so you are struck mute, but you are not struck still. I need actions.
Move towards him, because, healer and me.
Okay. What do you do?
I don't get...
You're not kidding me!
You'll never make a skin canoe out of me.
Yeah.
With a punch, not a stab.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
With the poison dagger. Oh, right, yeah.
oh
You-
shit
you-
balls.
Okay. Okay, so you're looking to try to crush. Okay, so fair enough. You also feel something sort of crawl across your boot. Now remember, you're standing on a short platform up here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So something crawls across your boot and you can kind of feel it wind around your ankle. Okay, so you're standing there punching at yourself.
Hell, dance back a little bit.
Okay. Do you want to drop down off of this platform? Acrobatics to do it in the dark just by dropping down. Courage, my word.
Yeah, you should be up there.
Yes.
I don't know what's going on, man.
So acrobatics or not?
Are you gonna jump down and join us? Because the thing just crawled across your boot.
Yeah.
All right. Do it.
Crash into us.
That's a success.
All right. So it's not far, right? You only climbed up about 5 feet or so here. So you jump back down. As you do so, you see him jump down. He's obviously recoiling. And then you guys all see it at the same time. This rope suddenly flattens, and out from underneath it boils hundreds of worms about the width of a finger and about a foot in length. Discipline checks.
Gross.
Another one?
Oh, yeah. Well, you've actually seen it now. You're like, oh, that can't be good. Ooh, get to reroll on, do you?
Oh, yeah, I do. Not that it helped.
I do have courageous, yes.
So, no successes and a save.
So, second 20?
Second 20. 2 successes and a complication.
Complication. All right. Okay.
What did
So,
you roll?
What's that?
You rolled 2 and then...
I rolled a 1 and a 20.
So you rerolled your 20.
So I rerolled a 20 and it stayed a 20.
you know there's only like a 1 in 400 chance?
I know.
Okay, so the difficulty on this is 1.
Okay.
Did anybody...
I have 2.
2? 1?
No successes but a soak.
Okay, so fair enough. So for you, you got 2? No, you got 2.
I got 2.
Okay.
But I also have a complication. So
This is for you.
What do I get to roll to?
You've already done it. That was your discipline check. So that'd be 1, your courage soak stat.
Cool.
Okay. This is for you. 2 points. This is for you. 1 point.
which my courage soaks.
Okay. So fair enough. Yeah. Something, and yeah, you can't see their color. All you know is there's some sort of dark shape moving in the darkness. Now, for those of you who fail, you let out a... no, it's not that. It's a Quarforian curse. It's like, what the... Okay? And
Sarah, help
let's
me.
make a quick observation test here.
Gravity Odie, man.
All right. So you guys are hidden in the dark. These things sort of are flowing away. Okay? What's that?
And whatever that
Oh, right.
does.
Thank you.
Complication.
Thanks, buddy. Ooh.
A couple thousand of them land on me.
Oh, gross. No. You know I want to burn you alive then, right?
I know. I've already been burnt once.
I'm pushing you to fire! With my bow, I'm pushing you to...
There's already one on him or in him.
Yeah, we don't know that yet.
No.
We just know he was like...
He's like, oh! Okay.
You want to save it?
No?
No, he wants to use it. It's just how he's going to use it.
Yeah. So you made your discipline check. So this has to somehow relate to a discipline check.
Uh-huh. The fact that I'm... Yeah, a 1 in 400 bloody roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've done that.
Okay. I'm going to say that underneath your breath, you actually mutter a curse to your god.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just, protect me, etc. And it's a little bit, you're steeling yourself. It's a little bit louder than you want it to be. You definitely protect yourself from the fear. However, in doing so, you kind of mutter a little bit loudly. I'm going to add 1 success to their observation test.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. I'm going to roll an extra dice for their observation test. 2 dice, because it's 2 doom that I get. Oh, okay. I'll add 2 successes to their observation test. And it comes out just a little bit louder than you wished it would.
Uh-huh.
Okay? As it does so, these guys suddenly both stand up. And you hear, Beerus? Beerus? and in Qatar, and with a Dalkish accent.
Yeah.
What happens? What happens? So they're asking, what's going on? Okay, and they will both move. Dun dun dun.
I don't know what they said because I don't speak that.
Well, but you can see suddenly the flit of shadows.
Oh yeah.
I got a better view of those things. Is there any chance I can know what they are?
I'm going to say all you know is you see moving in the dark. But you can't make any details except for a vague shape and the numbers of them.
Okay.
Okay.
Too many and yuck. It's all the no.
Okay. What do you wish to do?
I'm going to
Turn around and shoot.
shoot the guy in.
Okay. All right. So we're going to combat. Everybody declares.
I'm gonna
Really
stealthily
my back to those things.
sneak that way.
What's that? Okay. So you're going to move across and do what?
I'm trying to kind of get in to flank them as they come out the door.
Okay.
And then stab them when
So
they
it
come out
sounds
of
like you're going to move quickly with a stealth roll.
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good.
So how much? Your movement is what? 6.
5 plus your athletics focus.
So 6.
Okay.
I think I'm the only one who's 7.
Yeah. Okay. So so you'll move half that for stealth. So 3.
So 3 would put him there.
Sure. Okay. So that's going to be your move. You'll drop on stealth on the move. What are you guys going to do? You're just turning and shooting?
I'm just gonna turn and shoot.
Okay, but the worm things though.
Okay.
What were they doing?
You don't know. It's dark. All you can see is the shape.
Slithering and writhing.
Yes, that's what you think.
I don't want to stand near them.
Okay. So are you going to move?
Yes.
Okay.
Slightly down.
So you step out into the light.
Kinda, yeah. And
Okay.
shoot.
And how about yourself, Tomas?
How many are you gonna move down?
Just the one.
The one.
I just want to get away from the things.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to move 1 to there. Oh, that's too far. There. That works.
Okay. So that happens all at the same time. You'll drop your. The only person who needs a roll here is you for stealth.
And I'll shoot too, but
Yeah, but that's on action.
yeah.
Okay, so these guys are charging out. Okay, so they something's gone wrong, and they know something's gone wrong. So they're coming out. They are not drawing their weapons as they come because they don't really
know what.
So you kind of step out into the light, and actions happen. So go ahead and make your stealth.
Nothing.
Nothing. Do you get a reroll?
No, I just get bonuses if I do it.
Okay.
Oh.
All right. So you attempt to move quietly. You do not. There's still that nagging pain in your arm.
Pain?
Yeah.
It bit you.
Something like it's. Yeah. It's like. You can't really see it. What you know is there's like a sharp pain, like you've been stabbed by a fork or something in your arm.
You're gonna be sneaking and not just stripping. I'd be stripping and running for fire, but that's me.
Well, that's actually probably.
Okay, so let's declare actions. These guys are going to draw their swords and attack, which means their difficulties are going to be 1 more. Do you wish to parry? Do you wish to defend? Actions happen all at the same time. Right?
I'd like to defend and shoot, but because they're not fully within melee range yet, or
nope. No, that's correct. They've already moved, so they can't. So they'll draw swords, is what they'll do.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. That'll be their action. You're gonna shoot.
I'm gonna shoot. Yeah.
Okay.
How long did it actually take to get my?
Just your arm piece. Arm piece is held on by 3 straps.
Okay. So
You have to put away your weapon.
If you want to cut them off, you can do it in 1 turn. If you want to undo them, it'll be 3 turns.
It seems like a good idea to go faster, so I'll.
Okay. You take your razor sharp dagger and cut it off.
Yeah.
All right. Sounds good. I don't think there's a roll for that.
You sure he's not going to cut himself?
Keep talking.
It's not my arm.
Hey, if there's a chance for me to cut myself, there's a chance for me to cut the worm too. So
Drop your Drop your dice, please.
Gross.
Oh.
I'm gonna volley.
Okay. shot. One hit. Okay.
One.
Okay, and
Missing a complication.
nice. All right.
Yeah, I'm actually not built for attacking. I'm built for surviving.
Okay. You release the arrow. As you do so, the bow twists in your hand. Okay, and it actually the grip of your bow, cheaply made, of course, sort of twists in your hand, and it actually the bow actually slides down in your hand, so you're now gripping it just below where the string attaches to the top. It'll take you an action to ready it again if you wish. However, you've also missed, so you can cross off the arrow. That was not coming back. Okay. Meanwhile, you hit with a single attack.
Yeah.
Okay, somebody give me a location, please.
Natural 20. Left leg.
To the leg. So you're going to do damage for the bow plus a dice for the volley.
Yeah. So we roll these two because they're accurate.
Yep. 4 points?
5 points.
5 points. So you're shooting this guy. Nice shot. Okay, so his rope stops exactly 0. So it penetrates into his leg. As it does so, there's a meaty hit. And you hear a sharp human cry of pain. Okay. Next action. Right. So you, and your arm piece drops to the ground. That black leather glistening in the darkness. Yeah, I guess on your turn you'll decide what to do. Okay. Are you moving? Movement. So they charge forward. With their Kopeshi swords. These are basically gigantic hooked swords.
Yay!
Okay. They seem to have little or no love of their own life. And as they do so, they Mwah! Mwah!
I really don't know words. Drop my bow and grab my shield.
So, did the thing come off with the arm piece? Is it there?
Yeah, so you have, you look at your skin, okay, and there, first off, as you look at it, you're horrified to see the tail of this thing sort of wriggling, but a good portion of it's actually moved right into your flesh. That portion of your flesh appears numb, as if some agent has dulled the pain there. And you see his tail as it squirms its way into your flesh. Its color in this light, sort of an ochre red.
Okay.
All right, let's declare movement. You guys have movement?
Like I said, dropping my bow and grabbing.
Okay, so no movement, so you're going to equip your weapon on your action?
No.
I'm going to actually back up.
Okay.
Is that an opportunity attack?
No, because you're not engaged yet. Right?
And I believe it's a ranged weapon check to load while moving.
It is. What we're going to do, though, is we're going to... Because he was charging to move into melee range. That's his declaration.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is we're going to do athletics or acrobatics, whichever better for you, versus his athletics or acrobatics. Versus his melee. No, versus acrobatics.
So athletics is better for me.
Okay, I got 1 success.
I got 1 success.
All right. So tie will go to the player. So you nimbly dance back as he attempts to.
Yeah.
Would it go to the player? It becomes a competition. So your goal is to move away from him, but he still has move to keep up with you.
Yeah.
So the only way you could keep away from him is if you charge all the way back, as far as you could move, and run him out of move range. Because you're within an easy move of him.
Yeah.
Do you want to back up across the bridge?
Yeah.
No. Because I can't follow the trail that I saw.
Maybe you can.
Do you think that it'll fall apart, or do you think it'll just make noise? Because if it makes noise,
Yeah.
If it falls apart, I'm going for very far drop.
Whoa.
You know what? What the hell? Let's see if...
Gonna back up across the bridge.
Back up across the bridge.
All right.
Where'd you go?
All right. So you are moving. Okay. What is your total move?
Total move will be 6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 will take you there. He's following you, so he'll end up there. Okay. And yeah, what you make observation, please. You got good observation.
I do actually.
Roll it.
And a reason.
3, which will be 1 success.
That's all you need. All right. You follow the path back as you dance.
Actually, 2
across.
successes because the 12 is also a success.
Yeah. He. If it just makes sound, he probably wouldn't be doing what he's doing. He's actually moving
Carefully
in order to avoid to stick to the path. Okay.
Uh-huh.
All right. So you find yourself, dancing backwards. As you do so, he's bringing his Kopeshi sword and he's swinging in all directions.
Yeah.
You declared no. You were busy. Yes.
I'm
Eyeballing the tail,
Yeah,
digging
it's
into his
the-
skin.
Yeah.
All right. So let's declare actions. You are going to move and draw, right?
I didn't move.
You didn't move.
I just drew.
Oh,
Dropped my bow and drew.
right, because we said you could draw the weapon in exchange for movement. That's right. Okay. Sounds good.
I was moving and drawing at the same time, but
That's
Right. Okay.
Yeah,
So you need to make a
range
combat roll.
It was reloading for you.
And
Just keep your character sheet on the table. God.
Just put it on Yada.
I don't want to mess up anything there. No, so I do
What
not.
have you done to the map now?
What's that?
just a piece of paper won't hit the keyboard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So did you roll?
Nothing.
Nothing. So no successes.
No successes.
All right. So keeping out of range is all you can do. So you move backwards, trying to keep out of the range of his sword.
I want to extract this worm.
Okay. So you're just gonna.
Yeah.
Okay.
He stabbed his head through your arm.
I had that thought, but I figure actually probably pulling it out is going to be the safer bet.
Yeah. Okay. So sounds good. What we're doing here is we're going to roll a difficulty 0 brawn for your action. Okay. Or athletics, I guess it would be. What you're looking for is no complications. Okay.
Wouldn't it almost be resistance? Because he's hurting himself.
Either or. It's not. Yeah, you're right. It's resistance.
Okay.
Or discipline, whichever one's better.
Because that's just awful to what you're doing.
Resistance.
Okay, so that's what you're going to do. You're loading, so you're done. Now you drew your weapon, which is a.
I have a sword and shield.
Which one did you draw?
Shield.
Okay. So he declares an attack. He is attacking you.
Yep.
Do you wish to parry?
Yep.
Okay, you will do that. That would be versus. You're not doing anything. Go ahead and make your. Let's do your roll first.
So actually,
it's
a third
just-
guy, or is that guy just a ghost or something?
Ghost.
Because there's another enemy there, but that was the guy that followed me up.
Did you drag the dead guy up?
Yeah.
Except you can see that token and we couldn't.
So you
What's
said
that beautiful?
just for no complications?
Correct.
Is more successes going to be better?
No.
Okay.
You're trying to be successful here. It'll generate momentum.
Well, it's more if I use a fortune point for it.
Right, up to you.
It's a success.
All right. So all you needed was no complications. Take a momentum. You grab this thing and you pull. As you do so, you can feel it pulling from underneath your muscle. And as you do so, this thing it's fighting to stay inside of you, but you're just way stronger. You hold on to it, and it kind of wriggles around and it attempts to actually bite your wrist. As you do so, though, this thing is not. It's not a snake. It's not a worm. It's almost like a root with a round mouth at one end. So as you grab it, right, and as you crush it, even in its crushing blow, it actually reaches over, bites you, drawing blood on your hand. Now you haven't actually taken any harm, right, because you don't feel it, right, and you think though that maybe if it got inside of you, that might have changed. Okay, so you crush this thing. As you do so, you crush it beneath. The ichor all pours out from between your fingers. Okay. Okay. You're parrying.
I am parrying for free.
Roll them with your shield, right?
My nice shield.
Oh, I got 2 successes.
Says nice shield. Well, that's not nice. I'll have 1 success.
1 success? Mm-hmm. All right. So his bronze blade cuts down.
Oh, just
What's that?
No, I'm just seeing what else I got.
Okay, your shield will automatically give you 2 cover. Go ahead and make your roll.
What am I rolling?
What's that?
2 damage dice.
Two damage dice for cover. So
Nothing.
none. Okay, so give me a location, somebody, please.
4.
Right
Right
arm.
arm. I have 2 armor.
Right arm. 2 arms, so you'll take 1 harm. The blow is glancing. He is not a skilled swordsman, but he is strong. Okay. The blade, however, also appears to be relatively unkempt as it passes by, sort of in that clinical light of somebody who is fighting. You actually see like the pits on the blade of long misuse.
Gross.
All right.
Infection.
Which arm was it that it crawled on?
Left.
Okay.
Because you still have the armor, you just haven't got it on.
Yeah.
No, sorry, right. My apologies. It was the right. Because you reached down, right, to grab him, and you would have done that with your predominant arm, whatever that one was. Okay? Yeah. And you see these things crawling away, burrowing into the earth. Okay. Now, 9:20.
Yeah.
So Kyle has to depart.
I have to depart, unfortunately.
So I think we're going to have to call it there, unfortunately, because we're in the middle of combat.
Okay, and you come run and rescue us.
This, by the way, the adventure is called The People of the Pit.
Yay.
Lovely.
Mm-hmm.
What they're talking about
Okay,
is a
so we
peach
are
Not meeting next
going
week.
for every 2 weeks for the next little while.
Yes. Yeah, we're going to cut back just because Christmas is coming, etc. I wouldn't mind over the Christmas holiday if we could maybe have a matinee session or something. Just a session where we actually have a time when Kyle doesn't have to get up and leave, right? This adventure, I think we could probably... It's not a long adventure. It's pretty direct what's happening here. But I think probably if we could have like a 4-hour session, we could probably actually finish this.
So
Okay, I'm going to pause you right there. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Tonight's a short one. Unfortunately, our friend Mr. Kyle, or our friend Kyle, he works for BC Ferries, and they have him at work at, what, 10?
10.
Yeah, which means that these games run short, which is too bad. But looking forward to seeing you again. Schedule will be up, posted on the Facebook page and on the on the Twitch page. So thank you very much. If you're watching this on YouTube and you liked it, please like and subscribe and share it as often as you can, because that really helps my statistics apparently. But yeah, been great being here. Again, I'm Craig, and this is my Iron Road table. Thanks a lot.
When we meet on, I guess that'd be the 5th.